What's going on, squad? Chris with No Limit Squad. New series, what if UFC fighters started using the Isochain? This is going to get interesting. UFC fighters are pound for pound some of the strongest fighters on the face of the earth. I'm an avid UFC fan. I love this sport. It's gruesome, it's bloody. It's the modern day Roman gladiator, fight these animals in this cage and death and gore. Okay, just without the death or gore. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. One of the things that I thought when they came out with the Isochain, I was like, wow, what if these guys, in addition to what they do right now, just did an Isochain workout daily? You know what I mean? I mean, it's just only 15 minutes and it would make it very attractive to them. And to be honest, I really see them using it in a couple years when this device really starts to take off and somebody finds this video, or maybe they just find the product itself and they realize that this is actually the real fucking deal and they can launch their opponent at the kingdom fucking come. It's gonna take off, and I'm totally positive it will when they see the results. So I'm gonna talk about the first aspect of what would change the game forever if everybody in the UFC used the Isochain, and that would be the body's conditioning and increase in cardiovascular. Let's start with the conditioning. So we know that by using the Isochain that we're developing a denser muscle. Okay, it is a more efficient muscle. The body can now pull from sources that normally it couldn't, because remember in that cortical inhibition video, which you can find a link to here, the body is always putting limits on itself in order to protect it from itself. Not to say that we're gonna have people throwing 3,000-pound cars at each other, and that's not what I'm saying, but it's just going to be a faster, stronger body. It's just going to be a sturdier body. Speaking of body, the injuries that we sometimes see UFC fighters suffer, maybe they went for a kick and they tore their ACL, or blew out their elbow in some type of triangle. I don't know. You never know, but these injuries always seem to be joint related. When you use the Isochain, you're strengthening up your tendons and ligaments, your connective tissues that connect the bone to the muscle. So now you have the missing piece to the fitness, because as you guys may see in not only your own training, but the training of others in the past and even now, that somebody may be really muscular, both male or female, but their joints just cannot keep up. Hence cueing the tendonitis, the chronic tendonitis, and the pains and the sprains and the tears, which you'll always usually seem to happen in some type of joint, have the Isochain in the equation. And so now I'm not saying you eliminate it, that's ridiculous, but you will definitely significantly reduce the wear and tear on your body by strengthening your joints. I actually have over in the corner there the UFC 4 game for the Xbox One. When you create your own fighter and you go throughout your career is ended when you take too much damage, and it's like, okay, it's pretty much time to call in, it's time to throw in the towel. I mean, you're not getting any younger, so this may extend the longevity of fighters, which might be an attractive selling point in and of itself. And I'm not even getting paid to promote this product. That just came off the top of my head, and now it's not even in my notes here. There is that. So I talked about injury prevention. Let's talk about striking power. As with I'm 30 years old as of this recording. I'm sure that many millions of people have played or heard of Dragon Ball Z at some point. I'm gonna put in this little clip right here. It's a photo I took from this one Dragon Ball Z game I used to play way back in the day. If you can see there, it says strength, it says power, and then it says endurance at the bottom. With the strength and power, I was like 17 years old playing this game, and I'm like, isn't strength and power the same? Like, I don't really understand like the difference. Like, if you're strong, you're powerful, and if you're powerful, you're strong. Okay, so I'm gonna use this game as an example, and I'm gonna segue it back into UFC because I think personally it flows beautifully. So whenever your character had high power in the game, you might be doing 50 to 60 points of damage to your opponent, but But if your power is high, every now and then you get a critical where you do like 240 points of damage and a character would get sent flying backwards a little bit. It wouldn't necessarily kill him, but it would do a lot of damage. But that was only for high power characters. The strength was okay, but the power was higher. If that makes sense. So what I'm gonna go back to in the UFC is, so like say you have two fighters, right? You have two fighters, they're both strong, but one uses the Isochain and one doesn't. Because you effectively reduced significantly the cortical inhibition from the Isochain UFC fighter, they have access to now more power, more speed, and the body's musculature and the way that their type 2 muscle fibers are woven in, they can deliver a devastating strike to their opponent. What that means, and that goes into my next segment here, which is speed. Speed is weight. Fighter that is that freaking powerful, throwing a punch that fast because their body's type 2 muscle fibers have been trained by doing isometric, overcoming isometric exercises with the Isochain for 3 sets of 6 seconds daily, on whatever like power movement they need. Like if they're looking to increase their roundhouse kicks, devastating, let me cripple your freaking ribs power, and they do 3 sets of Zercher squats on the Isochain for 6 seconds every single day, and they're watching their numbers go up every single day. Do not let that kick connect, okay? That's your rib. I can just see it now because of the experiences that I'm going through right now with my body, and I feel it. A lot of the aches and pains are going away. They're not gone. I don't expect them to be fully gone, but they are going away. Because my joints, ligaments, tendons, and everything connecting the tissues, connecting the bone to the muscle are getting stronger. They are, and I feel it. So I can only imagine if I'm just a bodybuilder and it's doing that for me, imagine somebody in combat sports, man, oh my God, a strong tendon, everything comes from the hips, you know? So if you have strong, if you're essentially a whip, okay? So if you have strong whip potential and you throw in strong tendons and ligaments in addition to the raw power from building up your leg muscles, that roundhouse kick, front snap kick, question mark kick, whatever kick, punch, whatever, is going to be that much more devastating than someone that trains traditionally. And they're going to see it. I expect Dana White is going to, I don't know if he would run some type of testing group or something like that when he eventually finds out the Isochain, but I mean, it would be awesome. Oh my God, I would love to see a fight. You know, I'm not saying it guarantees you victory, but I mean, it significantly increases your body's strength to take damage and to dish it out. That would be awesome. That'd be a hell of a UFC fight. I mean, there would be a lot more whoa moments in it, you know what I mean? So the last thing is a ground game. So we all know, as of this recording, I think it's been about a week or so that Khabib put his gloves down, and that was sad, man. I had the feels for a little bit when he put it down, but you know, you gotta respect his wishes, man. So Khabib, pretty much the name of the game when any opponent went up against him is do not get on the ground with him. You will lose. That's pretty much what it is. You know what I mean? But his stand-up game wasn't any joke either. Not that I'm some expert, okay? I really am not. Nor am I interested in doing that whatsoever. Like looking from a trainer perspective and an exercise science perspective is, I'm like, this guy has to be isometrically strong. I mean, to be able to not only put that type of pressure on somebody, but to hold it. What is that? That's isometric strength. That is completely isometric strength. And isometric strength translates to real world strength. As you have seen, the guy was a monster. He is a monster. So imagine what that'll do for your ground game. I mean, that just, all your opponent's stamina is just wasted trying to get you pretty much a bear off of them because you have all of this pressure. So imagine you're doing the, on the Isochain, you guys know the time mode that I cover in the 4 Isochain modes video. So let's just say, I'd probably go with the Romanian, but deadlift and Romanian, squats, the shoulder front raise, the shoulder press, just off the top of my head, for increasing your ground game, those joint areas in particular, strengthening them, and then your opponent's trying. Now let's say you're using time mode for those exercises I just listed, and you're holding it for 30-second contractions at a specified force level of, I'm just gonna make this up. Let's just say it's 100 pounds that you're doing the shoulder front raise and you're trying to, you know, push it up. And you can maintain that amount of force for 30 seconds, you are a monster. You are a monster. And your opponent's gonna have a hard time if they didn't at least do that. You know what I mean? So these numbers really do change up the game. So I'm excited to see that. I'd love to see when, and not if, when the Isochain ultimately makes its way into the UFC, MMA, circuit, arena. I mean, it's gonna be a hell of a thing. I mean, it's going to create truly powerful fighters the world has never seen before. And we got some strong ass fighters right now. So imagine taking guys that are at the top of their game and having them break the ceiling into this new crazy ass strength where they're already doing their exercise routine and they throw a 15-minute Isochain workout on top of that daily, which is gonna be nothing to them because they know hard work, they love it, and they're winners and they're champions and their mindset is already there. They're gonna see that and be like, yo, give me that. I'm in, give me it, I don't care, give me it, let's go. You know, I can see that, can't you? Like, oh my God, I can't, it'd be insane. And I can't wait to see it one day. I know it's gonna happen, I know it is, all right? That's really all I had. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos, more Isochain videos, more fitness videos in general. Also, if you guys have any suggestions on what you guys would like to see from me, go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section below, and I am open to all ideas. All right, guys, see you in the next one. Peace.